Hey everyone, today we're about to uncover an epic revenge story. Are you ready? Our protagonist, Chris, is just an executor. The real puppet master is a guy named Steve Horn. Horn controls the company. The culprit is Project RD 4895. Chris curiously asks, "Who did you take out?" Agnon spills the beans that it was a hitman hired by Horn's lawyer, and the guy's from Mexico and no one knows where he is. Luckily, Chris has gathered all the info he needs. Anyone connected to his family is on his hit list. Agnon's not getting a free pass either. He ends up paying the price for running his mouth. Next up, Chris' mission is to send those folks straight to the underworld. He sets up his sniper rifle on a hill while the crime lord Marcus is busy enjoying his morning like it's a vacation. He snaps a selfie and puss. The early bird gets the worm, not realizing this is about to be his last picture on Earth. And just like that, he embarks on his journey into oblivion. Meanwhile, Chris has been waiting, and while adjusting his sniper rifle, his target suddenly pops up in the scope. The car rolls off the cliff. Chris calmly arrives at the scene, and Marcus is long gone. Chris finds an encrypted phone on him, unlocks it with face recognition, quickly browses through its content, and leaves it behind like it's yesterday's news. Chris finds Mary, hoping she can fly him to Mexico, explaining it's risky and urging a quick return. Mary insists on joining the adventure. While flying, Chris shares info from Marcus' phone with Brand, hoping the CIA can crack it open like a tough nut. Chris flips over a drawing from his daughter showing their happy family. The back has his death list, and poor Marcus just got crossed off. The flight goes smoothly, and they land in Mexico, where his old friend Lucan greets him warmly at the airport. Lucan uses his connections to find local security and confirms that the hitman named Navarez is involved. Hell off anyone for cash, what a guy. A few weeks ago, Navarez left the camp with a henchman, but he's the only one who returned, sporting an injury on his left arm. The target is now confirmed, and it's time to carry out the cleanup. Security provides the precise location. Navarez's base is at an abandoned factory on the outskirts of town. They can hide in the opposite hill and wait for him to step out to strike. But Chris is skeptical about this plan. He believes in confronting Navarez personally to make him feel a genuine sense of fear. Lucan hastily reminds him we're dealing with a former Special Forces member here, one with exceptional combat skills. Chris feels he must take revenge himself, but while planning, he suddenly gets dizzy and passes out. The doctor tells him his condition is serious. The tumor in his brain is growing rapidly. His friends repeatedly urge him to let go of the hatred in his heart and accept treatment as soon as possible. Lucan even makes a promise, saying, "If you are willing, I can chop Navarez up finely and turn him into a chunky salsa." Chris realizes his friends understand his pain, and the next night, their team springs into action. The guards at the base are about to light up a smoke when Chris swoops in like a lightning bolt and takes him out. The team then advances toward the core of the base, where a guard tries to call for reinforcements but gets dropped by the sniper with ease. A few remaining hitmen take some hostages trying to negotiate, but Chris coldly takes them out without breaking a sweat. Chris ties Navarez to a post and throws a punch. At that moment, he thinks of his daughter, pulls out her favorite scarf axe, and gives Navarez a fatal blow. Navarez screams like a pig being slaughtered, while Chris heartlessly yanks at his insides and hangs them up like a twisted trophy. With a cold stare, Chris turns around and walks out of the warehouse without hesitation, but his mind remains focused on the biggest puppet master of all, Steve. Asterisk, please don't make our waiting too excruciatingly long. Asterisk. Chris starts studying the target's routine and security flaws, but discovers the defenses are tighter and a drum breaking through will be a hefty challenge. He decides to target the company behind Horn, starting his surveillance operation. A few FBI agents enter the Pinnacle Corporation, trying to get to the bottom of things. Horn claims these people are contractors from Tollers Corp and aren't under his control. Female agent clearly senses that Horn is displaying feelings of wariness, yet Horn extremely skillfully avoids suspicion, claiming that his company is merely enhancing security measures due to considerations related to business dealings. With no leads, the agents leave empty-handed. Meanwhile, a female journalist arrives at the company hoping to unveil the secrets behind it all. She locates the biopharma that was previously bought out and questions why they shifted from therapeutics to military applications. However, the person makes an excuse to go to the restroom and slips away, and the journalist quickly follows. In the restroom, the journalist directly asks, "What is RD 4895? The person, scared, stammers that she doesn't know what the journalist is talking about and leaves her contact info before leaving. Just as the journalist leaves, Chris begins tracking her, documenting every move. That night, Chris sends a message to the journalist, hinting that she might be in danger and advises her to pause her investigation. The head of the biopharma, Mike, feels conflicted but ultimately decides to reveal everything to the journalist. She saves the relevant files onto a USB drive and arranges to meet the journalist at night. But as she copies the files, the head of security catches her and reports it to Horn. Horn promptly leads his men out of the building, and Chris discreetly trails behind them. Beck meets the journalist at the subway, informing her RD 4895 reduces traumatic memories. However, this project was put on hold by Horn and was not progressed further after animal trials. Suddenly, the journalist sees the strange man approaching, realizing the situation is grim, and grabs Jack to flee. Jack is tragically killed, while the journalist draws her gun to fiercely fight the pursuing hitman. Ultimately, she escapes successfully, and Chris quietly takes care of the pursuers behind her. Chris learns that Horn is eager to test the drug's effects and determines to investigate who else is involved. That's a wrap for today's story. If you enjoyed it, be sure to subscribe to our channel.